preceding.
It's time now for Anderson Speedway's Track Talk. Catch up with everything that's going on at Anderson Speedway with Rick Dawson and Gary Mong.
Good evening. Welcome to Track Talk. Boy, we were having technical glitches. I got an echo.
Yeah, I've got an echo too.
Something's going on here. Maybe during the break we'll reset the Comrex. But Rick Dawson, Gary Mong, we're at the Mounds Mall Special Events Studio.
We are.
On Election Day.
Election Day. And, man, what a nice day it was outside.
Hope everybody got out and did their civic duties and voted. If you didn't, you've got no room to complain.
I did.
I didn't because we had no elections in where we live.
Nothing.
Out in the middle of the country, Fall Creek didn't have anything. Pendleton did, but we didn't. So, mayor's race in Anderson is hotly contested. Toss up by all
indications
that I've heard so far. I haven't heard anything today, but low voter turnout, I'm told, everywhere. So it's very important to the Speedway. I've met with both Mayor Smith and Top Broderick, and both of them are high on the Speedway. So
that's good.
Regardless of how the race goes, hopefully they'll be behind us as we move into the future and try to do some new and better things out of the
We do. We're ready.
Not a whole lot of racing to talk about. We had a big one Sunday, and we'll talk about that probably the whole last half of the show.
Is this going to be soapbox time for you?
I don't even need to get on a soapbox for this one. I was saying there, the reason I want to wait, I'm waiting on NASCAR to make a decision, which they said was supposed to come this afternoon. Well, it's as
and still haven't seen it yet.
As Sheldon would put it, it's tweevening.
It's tweevening.
So we'll see if they put up what they're going to do, but we'll talk about that later on in the show. First, a couple of updates on some folks that you I'm sure know, but didn't realize that they were having some issues. Our record driver, Rick Tharp, is doing a lot better.
Good.
He wasn't with us the last few weeks of the season because he had some problems, had pneumonia and some other things, but he's doing a lot better. And Charlie Bright, who you may not know him by name, but he's the guy that's in charge of our parking lot crew outside, had some pretty serious health issues and was in intensive care down in Greenfield over the weekend. And just before I left the office, his daughter Brianna texted or got a hold of Jessica and said that it looks like Charlie might be coming home.
That's good to hear.
This evening or tomorrow. So, and our ticket taker, his wife Patty, had a hip replacement last Monday, and she's in rehab and doing better. I actually talked to her Sunday, and I know she's feeling better because if you know Patty likes to talk.
She does.
And Patty was talking, so I'm glad to hear that everybody is.
Well, then, and then Kenny Wright as well, too.
And Kenny Wright, who everybody knows from Anderson Speedway.
Been there forever.
Last Wednesday had a knee replacement.
Yes.
So he had a partial in the other knee several years ago, and he had a full replacement. I think it was in his right knee this time. He's home. He was actually out at the track Monday.
Oh, was he really?
Yesterday. And paid us a visit. So
is he getting around?
He's getting around, not real fast, but he's getting around.
He wasn't real fast to begin with, so.
No. So he's doing well.
That's good to hear.
That's good news for
everybody. Yes.
For a change. What else do you want to talk about? We have. Let's talk about our upcoming events first.
Yeah, we've got
next event.
We've got two of them.
Is a week from Saturday at the Madison County Shrine Club. We have our Champions Banquet, where we will crown all 5 divisions Saturday night at the Shrine Club. That'll be fun. A lot of door prizes, a lot of good stuff this year.
Good.
So if you haven't got your reservation in, you need to be doing that really soon because we got to give the caterer, Chuck, a head count by the first of the week next week. So get those reservations in for that. We may have some extra seats also for any of our fans that might be interested. You're welcome to come too. We have, like I said, a few seats available for you. You're welcome to come. Just call Jessica at the Speedway, and we'll fix you right up with tickets for that. And then on the 28th of this month, it's hard to believe Thanksgiving's what, 3
weeks from Saturday or
from
Thursday.
Thursday?
Yeah, 3 weeks from Thursday.
So 3 weeks from Saturday, hopefully the weather will cooperate like today, and we're going to go racing with our Turkey Bash.
Wouldn't this be great to have 75-degree weather on the Saturday after Thanksgiving?
Oh,
I mean, that was unheard of. But the way this weather's been so far this fall, who's to say that it won't be 70 degrees? I mean, here it is, the 1st November. We're already in the mid-70s. That's crazy.
I aim to go back and look and see what it was last year because we raced, so I know that
it was nice. I think it was in the low 50s, mid-50s.
It's in the low 50s and sunny, and the wind's not blowing real hard. It's actually a really nice day
it
at
is.
the Speedway. And it's one of those races that's just fun.
Yes.
All the guys come and ladies that race and just come to have a good time. They don't have the points pressure or any championships or anything. It's just to come out and have a good time.
One last hurrah before the snow flies, and they put the cars away for the winter.
Hopefully we won't have any snow flies.
I know. That El Nino, they keep saying that it's going to really have an impact on weather throughout the nation this winter. So.
I love El Nino.
Yes. It usually means warmer for us, doesn't it?
It does.
We're due for that.
You can get all the information upcoming throughout the winter. We'll have a lot of information and news stories on our website. Like us on Facebook. Amy's trying to post something every day or so on it. Posted a neat video. I haven't had a chance to watch it, but it's an old video of racing at the
I'll
Speedway.
have to see that one.
Which is really neat, and we appreciate the contributions. If you got something like that, get it to us, and we'll make sure it gets posted on our website.
That would be neat to see. I can't hardly wait.
We going to the CRA website. Their banquet is, I believe, the first Friday in January this year. It's on a Friday night.
So it'd be
this year
8th?
Yeah.
8th of January or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's coming up. But Scott Neal and Dalton Armstrong have announced that they're going to be running, it looks like, full-time in the Super Series next year.
He is the JEGS winner, isn't he?
Champion this
year.
Yes. Of course, his brother Dakota is running in the Camping World Truck Series.
Yes.
So I'm sure that the NASCAR ranks are in
watching the Armstrongs
in his future. So good for them. And Scott Neal, I mean, you couldn't have anybody that knows racing any better than
it's in the blood
than Scott Neal or anybody with Neal in their last name.
That's exactly right.
They come from good stock. Everybody knows Jack and everything he's done for racers and racing.
Yes.
And Anderson Speedway. Truly, I'd like to get him on here sometime so you guys could ask him some questions. But Jack's kind of like Kenny; he doesn't like the limelight or the microphone.
No, I think we'd have that 7-second delay, won't we?
Yeah. The CRA banquet's actually Friday, January the 8th, down at the Crown Plaza in Indianapolis.
Okay.
Always a nice event. Also, there's a story on there about Kyle Busch's Camping World Truck teams next year. He's fielding 3, and one of the drivers is not a stranger to Anderson Speedway. Cody Coughlin is going to be driving part-time. Him and Daniel Suarez are going to split one of the trucks, and I think 10 races each. And so Cody Coughlin,
good for Cody,
is going to be racing in the Camping World Truck Series. He raced a little bit of ARCA this year, and of course was a JEG Series champion, raced in the Super Series. So
well, we seen him in the ARCA opener down at Daytona, and he was up running at the front there for most of the day.
He did. It was impressive, and I remember talking to him and his folks after the race, and they were just all excited. He could have won that race.
Absolutely. Actually. And another one was Daniel Hemrick was also in that.
Daniel's running really well in the trucks, and if you watch the truck weight race at Martinsville on Saturday, Eric Jones didn't have a stellar day, but he did have a good enough day to stay in the points lead.
Good.
Matt Crafton won the race and closed the point battle up to within about 10 points, and I think they've got 3 races left. They actually invited me and Brendan and Lauren and Dan to go down to Texas this weekend and watch them race, and it was really tempting. I don't think I want to be anywhere near the Joe Gibbs garage for a week or so.
It'll be a little tense.
So we'll talk about that, the NASCAR situation again a little later. I want to say hi to our friend that we met in Winchester who listens to us out in Pennsylvania.
Yes.
Ken.
Yes.
I want to say hey to him and all of our fans out in Pennsylvania.
I guess we are all over the country, aren't we?
And we didn't know this gentleman from Beans, and I don't know how he singled us out unless he's seen our shirts or something.
He might have.
Came up and introduced us and said, hey, I listen to you guys, which is pretty cool.
He's one of those little 500 followers.
Yep,
loves little 500.
If you're listening to us on the internet, please, or listening to us on our podcast off our website, give us an email and let us know where you're listening from. We may just give you a shout one of these days and see what you think. Things are really heating up for 2016. I'm working diligently on the schedule, trying to get these sanctioning bodies.
Had some meetings last week, didn't you?
Together. Had a meeting with Danny Ernstis with the UAW, who are stepping up their program for the Little 500 this year. We're working on a big show for Friday night. Probably it's not going to have racing, but we're going to have a big deal out at the Speedway on the Friday night before the Little 500. Working on some different ideas for the Wednesday night before the Little 500. Still not real sure what's going on in the wing sprint car world. I know there's a drivers group that is lobbying and trying to use their influence pretty hard on Jim Hanks and Tom Hartzell with the two primary wing sprint car series to get them in unison if it's at all possible so that the drivers don't suffer or the fans.
That's right.
Because of the way they schedule races and the way they have operated in the past several years. I had a good conversation with Jim Hanks last week, and looks like they may be getting things repaired. So
that's great.
So that's good news there.
Need to do it for the best of racing.
We met with Dan Redmond and Steve Vors with the Vors Compact Touring Series last week. Had a great lunch with them.
They're always excited about coming to Anderson Speedway. They had about 4 or 5 times. They were about 4 times at our track this past season. Always put on great shows, bring a great car count, anywhere from 25 to 30 cars, and they're looking forward to another great season in 2016.
Well, we're going to take a early break now because we've got a guest that we're going to be talking to after the race. Matt Rush, the new executive director of the Madison County Visitors and Convention Bureau, is going to share some thoughts. And after we get done talking with Matt, we're going to talk a little bit about that race that happened in Martinsville on Sunday and the events that ensued there. You're listening to Anderson Speedway's Track Talk. We'll be right back.
Heart attack, stroke, serious injury. A sudden health crisis can happen to anyone at any time. So when bad things happen, choose good people. St. Vincent Anderson Regional Hospital has the area's most advanced emergency care, with a state-designated Level 3 trauma center, an internationally accredited chest pain center for heart attack patients, and advanced certification for primary stroke care. We have all the resources to deliver the care you need for any serious or life-threatening emergency. St. Vincent Anderson Regional is the only emergency department in the area with an on-site helicopter. And our $27 million state-of-the-art surgery pavilion opens later this year. Bad things can happen to anyone. Thankfully, good people are ready to help. Choose emergency care from St. Vincent Anderson Regional, the spirit of caring. Visit stvincent.org/Anderson Regional to learn more.
Honey, stop! Oh my gosh, that's Diggity's back there.
You mean the new Diggity's Frozen Treat Factory?
I heard it's unbelievable. Everybody's talking about it. They have everything yummy.
Yeah, I heard they have ice cream, yogurt, custard, sorbet.
And gelato, plus fruit smoothies, and that's just the beginning.
I heard Diggity's has over 250 toppings, not 30 or 40 like those other places, and you can even get the candy to go separately.
We can eat outside on their huge patio by the fire, too.
Okay, let's see. Frozen yogurt, ice cream, custard, sorbet, and gelato with 250 toppings, or a plain old frozen yogurt shop with limited toppings?
Diggity's it is!
Diggity's wants to cater your event. Diggity's can set up at your event inside or out and provide delicious smoothies, frozen cappuccinos, candies, and frozen treats to your guests. Diggity's is perfect for weddings, company picnics, group outings, sporting events, festivals, you name it, just call Diggity's. 765-393-0033 today for more information.
MoFab Incorporated, where imagination is the only limitation. We serve residential, commercial, industrial, and municipal customers as your metals warehouse and fabrication center. We do all types of fabrication using the latest technology with unmatched speed, accuracy, and durability on any substrate. Our ornamental division handles all types of interior and exterior work, including rails, fences, gates, and more. So contact us at mofabbing.com to fabricate your dreams of tomorrow today.
You won't believe these deals? They're too good to be true. You cannot miss this special. We're going to give you so much off, you won't believe it. Actual mileage may vary. Price does not include tax, title, and license. Some assembly required. Batteries not included. Objects in the mirror are closer than they appear. Keep in a cooler place. It is highly unlikely that any sentiments expressed above in any way coincide with those of it.
Wait, what'd they just say? At Auto Farm McCrocklin Ford in Middletown, we're not here to give you fast-talking deals. We take the time to make sure you understand what you're buying to make sure it meets your budget. If you're at Auto Farm McCrocklin Ford in Middletown, you're at the right place.
This program is a presentation by Anderson Speedway. The content contained in this program is that of the host and guests, and not this station.
Come on, Rick, you should know this one.
I have no idea. We're back. We're back. Anderson Speedway's Track Talk, working through our gremlins.
It's the Election Day gremlins, what they are.
It's either not hear Wade or blow my eardrums. I'm not sure which. But we're waiting on him to get a hold of Matt. We're going to talk about him. But we're going after we talk to Matt, we're going to talk a little bit about, and I'll be anxious to hear your comments by email or.
I didn't get to see it on Sunday, but I've heard a lot about it on TV, but I didn't get to see what happened.
I'm not going to say it's the most blatant thing I've ever seen on a racetrack, but it's up there in the top 5.
Is it really?
And it was expensive for several different reasons.
But of what I've seen, what I've read, I keep hearing that he had it coming to him, but I don't know because I've not seen too much of the chase races, so I don't know what.
What we're talking about is an incident between Matt Kenseth and Joey Logano Sunday at Martinsville, and we'll get to that as soon as we talk to Matt. We have the executive director of the Madison County Visitors Bureau. I almost said convention. I didn't say it, Matt. On the line with us, Matt Russ. Matt, how you doing this evening, buddy?
Hey, Rick. How's it going, buddy?
Doing real well. How can you not do well on a day like this?
Beautiful day.
Oh my goodness. I bet you wish you had a race this Saturday night.
Yeah.
Yes.
If it's going to be like this, I guarantee you, after September and October's weather, this is pretty good. Well, Matt, you're no stranger to radio, as you did local radio for a lot of years and on the morning on another station, but you got a new position now. Tell us a little bit about it for the folks that may not know who you are.
Well, this is the first time to be on your show, Rick. You used to be on my show, and so glad to be on tonight. Thanks for letting me join you. I started July 1st, executive director at the Visitors Bureau here in Anderson and Madison County, and come in July and took over after Tom Bannon left, and it's been since my first day, July 1st. I keep telling people I've been drinking from the fire hydrant because it's just been nonstop since then. Because after my first week, we were right into Colts camp, and so it's been crazy ever since the month of July, and it's not slowing down. There's still a lot to coming up this month, November, and so a lot of things happening here in Anderson and Madison County.
Are you finding a lot that you're learning every day, different things you didn't know about Anderson or Madison County and the different events that are going on?
Oh my goodness, yeah. In fact, just a few minutes ago, I was talking to somebody about all the attractions, and there's so many. I mean, I've always known because as you know, Rick, working having worked in radio, I was at the station for 16 years, and I mean, Anderson and Madison County, we have so many festivals and fairs, and especially during the late spring into the summer. And I always said it all kicked off with the June Jamboree down in Falls Park in Pendleton, and from then until the late summer into the fall. And I mean, even the month of November is just packed full of a bunch of things going on, and it's just nonstop. And there's something going on every weekend, at some or many locations. And so, just like the racing out at Anderson Speedway, I mean, that's every Saturday night, and your season's over with now. You've got the Turkey Bash that's coming up here in a couple weeks, but it's just nonstop, and there's so many attractions that people may not even realize. From the ball of paint in Alexandria to the zip lines down south of Anderson, and there's just a ton of things to do and see.
Well, we're going to start you out a little sooner next year. You didn't start until July the 1st, and I know there's other events during January, February, March, and April, but May the 1st starts the City of Anderson Little 500 Festival.
Of course, yep. That's kind of the kickoff. The month of May is crazy with all the Little 500 events. And how many years will this be coming up next year, Rick?
I believe this is the 29th.
Okay.
29th for the festival, and it'll be the 69th race.
68.
Wow.
68th
wow.
race, I'm sorry.
Yeah, there's a lot of history there, and the events for the festival, and we've had so many events for that have continued year after year, and here in the last couple of years, a lot of new events coming in for that. So that's always a great event for Anderson, and a lot of organizations benefit from that too. So it's good to have fun and good to give back too at the same time.
Yeah, it is, and Kroger, Payless, and now with the UAW GM partnership there with the festival, it just keeps getting bigger and bigger. And I'm telling you, next year it's almost unimaginable. We're gonna have to work all winter long to get ready.
Yep.
Well, what's coming up this month?
Well, Rick, we've got, Festival of Trees. That's just around the corner for the Paramount Theater. I know it's hard to believe we're going to be talking Christmas and getting the Christmas decorations out, but their big auction will be happening in a couple weeks out at the Paramount Theater, and, of course, that benefits the Paramount. And then after the auction, they have a week of events going on for the Festival of Trees. Anderson, Christmas Parade in Anderson, there'll be I don't have the dates with me, but that's coming up here in a couple weeks. And Pendleton, Christmas in Pendleton downtown, that's always a fun event. And, I remember a couple years ago, it was like mid-60s, close to 70 degrees that weekend. So who knows? With the weather this week, we may have another warm one for that. That was kind of weird, though. We're talking about Christmas, and it's 70 degrees outside.
I know.
In
I've always
downtown
dreamed
Pendleton.
I've always dreamed of a green Christmas, and that's going to be fun. Well, I know we got to let you go here, but tell us the folks can stop by the center anytime, and I encourage them to do that. You have a lot of information there. What's your hours?
Yeah, we're open 8:30 to 4:30 Monday through Friday, and they can always go on our website, visit AndersonMadisonCounty.com, visit AndersonMadisonCounty.com, and we're also on Facebook and Twitter too. Still
have Paul, our good buddy Paul Poteet's webcast on there?
Yeah, he's got the video. We post that on Fridays, and he'll have the forecast for Friday and the weekend ahead, and then the 7-day forecast coming up. So that's always on our website, and you can find that on Facebook and Twitter too.
Good deal. He's my hero, and you made him that way with me. Well, Matt, I sure appreciate you taking the time with us this evening. We look forward to having you on maybe later on in the winter.
Yeah, let's do this live, okay? We'll be in the studio.
Good. Sounds great to me. It'd be like old times.
Yes. All right. Thanks, Rick.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Matt Russ, the Executive Director of the Madison County Visitors Bureau.
He's got a lot on his plate, doesn't he?
He does, and what a learning experience. Tom Bannon did such a great job out there, and Matt's able-bodied and is carrying
the torch.
Carrying the torch on. Now back to Martinsville.
Yes, I didn't get to see it.
Now in Kansas a week ago, Kenseth was lead. Now keep in mind that Kenseth drives for Gibbs,
right?
Who in the 20 car that Joey Logano used to
drive for.
Okay.
Yes.
And Joey runs for Penske now. The two individuals that I admire and respect most in auto racing anywhere, Joe Gibbs and Roger Penske. Still haven't heard anything from them, but I know that they'll take the high road. But they were racing, and I watched it. They were racing hard. They both needed to win. Matt Kenseth was blocking the track. Joey Logano was racing, and when they went into the corner, Joey clipped Kenseth a little bit and knocked Kenseth out of the race. Well, of course, it was intentional, according to Kenseth. So Sunday at Martinsville, Kenseth and Keselowski got in a wreck, and Kenseth had to go in.
Which is the other Penske car.
The other Penske car. Had to go in, fix their cars. Well, Kenseth came out of the pits 10 laps down. Joey Logano had by far the best car.
He's had for the last 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah. And was leading the race with, I forget, 20 or 30 laps to go. And I seen it coming. I mean, of course, when the camera caught it, but Joey was coming down the front stretch, and here comes Kenseth on the bottom in front of Joey, leaping around. We've seen it before at our racetrack.
Yes.
And just as soon as Joey got to him, and I'm sure his spotter was telling him this, Kenseth sped up, clipped Joey in the left rear quarter panel, spun him sideways, and then drove him right into the first turn wall. I mean, without lifting, he destroyed the cars.
Wow.
And the commentators, I mean, everybody that's seen it said it was blatant, knew it was blatant. They played his radio back. He said, I don't know, I think I might have had a right front going down or something. Well, that's all hogwash. They took him and Gibbs and the crew chief to the hauler after the race, and who knows what happened. But it obviously knocked Joey out of the win, which now, his championship hopes are.
I guess he's 8th in the points right now.
Yeah, which it would have been up in the top 4.
Yes.
So it was expensive for Joey. Kenseth just sour grapes and a spoiled, rich kid.
Yeah.
Even though he's probably in his 40s now. But, I mean, it's just like money doesn't mean anything to him. Just think about the amount of money in equipment he tore up. That doesn't mean anything to him. But
his spotter had been in on it too.
But Brian Francis said today that they are looking at all options with him. And I guess Danica also got into David Gilliland, not near as blatant, didn't destroy equipment or anything, but did retaliate, which is wrong.
Right.
And if NASCAR doesn't do anything, it sends the absolute wrong signal to drivers at tracks like ours.
Yes.
He thinks, well, if he can do it in NASCAR, he can do it here. Well, what they don't realize is somebody could get hurt really bad, whether it's the drivers, crews in the pits, or fans in the stands.
Right.
They don't care. And then take away, and then you got the money situation, all the equipment, the points money that Logano, and this is a side note, but it happens, and it's a fact of life. There is gambling lines out in Las Vegas on these NASCAR races.
Oh, absolutely.
So there can be collusion there.
Yes.
I mean, this has such far-reaching implications that NASCAR's smart enough to know the implications and to do something about it, and I haven't heard from Joe Gibbs yet, and I'll be anxious to see what Coach Gibbs does, because I have a lot of respect for him, and not that Joey Logano is an angel by any stretch of imagination, because he's had his issues.
He's had his share too. That's right.
But it's just blatantly wrong what Matt Kenseth did, and I lost all respect for him. But we
still like Ross.
That's just Ross is a great kid.
He is.
That's just my opinion, my 2 cents worth. So it's not about liking or having a favorite driver.
That's
it's
right.
the fact that somebody could have gotten hurt.
By the way, hello, Aunt Jenny.
Yep. Hello, Aunt Jenny. We appreciate you spending the time with us this evening. We'll be back here next Tuesday night.
We will.
Same time, same stations. Catch us on the webcast on our website. Like us on Facebook. And go to AndersonSpeedway.com. For Gary Mong, I'm Rick Dawson. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you at the track.